Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again.
It's time for the thejaycraig 5, maybe 10-minute movie review.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Movies Over Coffee. I'm Jay of the thejaycraig podcast. Last night I saw Venom. That's right, the movie that didn't need to be made. Now this is directed by Reben Fleischer, the man who brought us Zombieland and Gangsterland in 30 minutes or less land. It stars Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Riz Ahmed, a defecting pilot from Rogue One, and it's written by 7 different people. 7. That explains a lot. So what is Venom about? Well, it's about an alien life form, a symbiote, that is brought back to Earth, but upon entry, one of the 4 specimens escapes, and it starts to merge with life forms like humans, and going about its day. The 3 other specimens are being experimented on by your Riz Ahmed genius guy, and that's where Tom Hardy comes into play. He gets mixed up in it and merges with one of them and becomes Venom. Okay, so we know that. That's what the story's about, and that's really all I can get from this story. It's also about space exploration and trying to get off of Earth because we know it's going to die soon, and he's leading this exploration, Riz Ahmed's character that is, and he's very pained by the numbers. So it's about trying to get off of Earth. It's trying to survive. It's about... that's about it. I mean, that's really, the script is really lacking, and that's why you have 7 different writers. Tom Hardy's in this movie, which makes it watchable. Okay, I went to see this movie because of Tom Hardy, and he is struggling in this movie trying to make Eddie Brock a character. You can see him trying to make this into a character that he's enjoying and playing. It doesn't work until he's with Venom. When he's with Venom, it's fantastic. And that's the problem with this movie. It doesn't know what kind of movie it's trying to make. Is it a sci-fi movie, an action movie? Is it a superhero movie, or is it a comedy? Which one is it? It's okay if you're all of them. But when you turn the comedy off, it's got to work still. Unfortunately, with this, when the comedy's on, and it's fantastic. But when the comedy is turned off, the movie falters, and it's hard to, it's not a very good movie. 7 different writers, imagine that. So there's not a lot that's good with this movie. It starts with the effects is really good. Venom looks awesome. The effects works, and that is great. The action sequences look okay. But when like the boss battle at the end, it's like a Michael Bay Transformers dizzying camera move. I can't really see what's going on. 2 black masses working together, and it's just like, what? There's a really cool sequence at the end that needs to be slowed down a bit to see what's going on, and it's pretty kind of frightening to look at, but you can't get a good look at it because it's just so herky-jerky. And then and it's just dull, right? It's a dull fight. Now there's a bike sequence, there's a chase on a bike, and while there's a couple cool moments in it, while Venom using Venom's, abilities while he's on a bike, it's cool, but also just very lifeless and, did I say dull? So, I mean, again, this movie didn't need to be made. It's a Sony Marvel movie, not a Disney Marvel movie, so don't get your hopes up. There is no direct correlation that I can see between this movie and Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, or the Avengers movies. It feels like it belongs in the same world, but I'm not seeing a direct correlation. Now, I did leave twice, once to get a refill on my Slurpee, and once to go to the restroom. So I might have missed something there, but it just wasn't holding my attention. I felt I could leave without really missing anything. But what works, okay? It's Tom Hardy and Venom. When they're together, it's fantastic. There is this like buddy thing going on. It's Tom Hardy acting against himself because it's all special effects. But that chemistry is amazing. And if it would have had that tone for the whole movie, I would have enjoyed it. But because of that, because it doesn't, it's just only entertaining when that's happening. The rest of it's like, okay, get back to Venom and Hardy. Let's get this thing rolling. It's just everyone's struggling in this movie because the script is written by 7 different people. Okay, so again, I mentioned the good stuff is like the effects work and then Tom Hardy and Venom together, Eddie Brock. But the bad, right? Script, the villain, very pained by the numbers, even though he's not an evil genius. He's just a kind of a crazy, ultra rich guy that just doesn't care about anybody. Paint by numbers. A lot of conveniences that drove me crazy, where I was just like scratching my head and shaking my head and like, what in the world were you thinking? You're sneaking into a laboratory, a high-end, like you're trying to sneak into Tesla, their laboratories, right? And there's no cameras? What? So something happens, and the next morning you're trying to figure out who was at fault? Wait, there's no cameras? How come you didn't know that the security guard let this person in? It just doesn't make any sense. It's just 7 different people wrote this movie. Okay, so a lot of conveniences, bad script. Eddie Brock, he's trying to make something out of nothing for this guy, and he's in a horrible start to a character where you're like, that's your character? This is who I'm following? Ooh, okay. Michelle Williams tries as the girlfriend and the love interest, and she's good, kind of, but she's better than this. And so is Reza Mead. I mean, he's a good actor, and they're all great actors and actresses, but yeah, doesn't work. Okay, so what else is not working? Oh, the end credit sequence. I would just pass. You'll see somebody that you might like, and entertaining to see him show up at the end. But I wonder why. And again, shaking my head. Don't know why this movie was made, other than the fact that Tom Hardy wanted to make a superhero movie and passed on DC's Suicide Squad, thankfully. Although he probably would have made that movie better. But he did this movie because his kid is a Venom fan, and so he made this movie for that, and that's fine. I just wish Tom Hardy would be in a big budget movie like that would do really well financially, so we see more of him. You know, I love Tom Hardy, and he does his best that he can with this, and you see him trying, but it's just 7 different people wrote this movie. Okay, so other than that, did I mention that Tom Hardy and Venom really work? I mean, that's why you go see this movie. If you want to see something good, go see it because of that. Other than that, I have a feeling you're going to feel much like I did, although my friend Paul seemed to like it a lot more than I did. I would rather go see something like Bad Times at the El Royale. Look for my movie review on that here in the next coming days. So until then, guys, click on this button over here to subscribe, and then you can check out our other movies, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.